Hey guys, and in this video we're going to talk about Google I/O, the recent obviously Google conference that just finished or was just on this week. Now I first want to say that I've got a bit of an infection, conjunctivitis in my eye, but for various reasons I wanted to put this video out now. It's not that noticeable, and I can't see whether you can see it on camera or not. But if you can, please excuse it. But anyway, that said, let's talk about the important thing, which is the title of this video: Google I/O 2011. So as I was saying, obviously for the third time, Google I/O is a developer conference held by Google. It comprises of a keynote and several other sessions. In recent years, it has been obviously a lot about Android, because that's their software platform, and more recently Chrome OS and Chrome browser extension kind of pieces. So let's first. I'm just going to do a little wrap-up video of what I thought of each of the things that happened in the keynote, at least at Google I/O. So first, most notably, they announced ice cream sandwich, that being the follow-up to Honeycomb, i.e. the next version of Android after the tablet version. And ice cream sandwich really aims to address a lot of the criticism people have at Android, and that's the many versions of the software that look so different across all the devices. That being some devices that have 2.2, some 2.3, some dating all the way back to 1.5. So this release aims to unify all those versions and also unify them across Honeycomb, which is the tablet version, and the phone versions. So we're assuming that will be called Android 4.0, not 2.4 or 3.2, because that would imply that it was specific to the tablet or specific to the phone, but it's not for that. As part of ice cream sandwich, they also talked about some kind of new stuff they're bringing to the Android market to do with screen resolutions for unifying across different devices. And to me, ice cream sandwich was the biggest thing that was announced, and is really going to make, or should make, if it gets implemented correctly, a big difference to users of Android devices. The problem will be now, they always have problems with carriers, over-the-air updates, carrier software agreements, and getting the latest generations of software. For example, now many of the new devices don't come out with Gingerbread, and this is a stark contrast to iOS, where some people may say it's boring, but it is a unified developer structure, and that's part of what makes it so easy to develop. And obviously Google want to attract more developers, because the App Store is big business, and the App Store is so attractive to developers. So Google want to kind of expand the Android market, and Honeycomb will help with that, because it's more unified across different screen resolutions, and hopefully will unify versions of the software, so that developers developing for Android only developing for one platform as opposed to like seemingly 35 billion. So that'll be good for app support and and the Android ecosystem in general. They also announced Honeycomb 3.1, which brings some other kind of hardware. I don't know what you'd call it. Hardware awareness to Honeycomb and Android. I saw a video they showed a giant labyrinth being wirelessly controlled by an Android device tethered to it. It looked really cool. So support for interaction with other hardware peripherals that may be peripheral to your phone or indeed your tablet. So as well as Android, what we'd assume would be 4.0 in order to unify the version number, in addition to Android 4.0 ice cream, we also, and I should note, that's set to come out in Q4 of this year. So in addition to that, we also saw the Android 3.1 get announced, which brings is kind of a stopgap update between now, which is 3.0, and the end of this year, which will be, what we'd assume 4.0 is 3.1, which brings some kind of new stuff, supposed to be available now to Motorola Zoom owners, which there's been some issues with that, but it's supposed to be available to Motorola Zoom owners. Along with that, last year they gave away unify 4G at the tech conference for developers to play with and get used to developing their applications on Android powered hardware. But they this year they continued the trend and gave away quite a really premium expensive piece of kit, the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1. It's kind of one of the top of the range tablets on the and it is a stark contrast to the original Samsung Galaxy Tab, which ran Frodo. They also announced, getting away from Android news, they also announced some Chrome things with the hardware for Chrome, the Chrome box, I believe it's called, and obviously the Chrome notebooks we've seen for quite a long time. To me, there's a novelty factor in those, and I couldn't use them on a regular basis, but it sounds like a fun concept. So we saw some kind of final hardware for those. Lastly, of the really most salient and most important things, we saw the introduction of this service called Google Music Beta. Now, what it is it's a way to upload your music to a service, a free service, obviously, as typically Google, and have it streamed across any of our different devices, so it doesn't have to be stored in your device, and the idea is you can access it at any time. Now, there was speculation that this wasn't the finished product that Google wanted to launch, so they wanted to launch a Google Music Beta with some kind of music purchasing service enabled, because at the moment all you can do is upload your music and then play it from somewhere else. They've got apps for Android phones, obviously apps for Android tablets, and a web app which can be really accessed on any of them. The web app looks really smooth, and in general the service itself looks really high end and really good. So obviously a beta will probably remain a beta for ages. Typically with Google products, we're living in a world of beta software these days, and especially web applications. So it's kind of an interesting concept at the moment. If they ever do get that music purchasing system enabled, then Google is a massive giant to go against Apple, typically offering a more open media experience. So that might be an interesting alternative to iTunes for those of you who like Android. But as I said, a web apps for Android phones and Android tablets. So a whole bunch of stuff at Google I/O, really. Google Music Beta, Android Ice Cream Sandwich coming out later this year. And we've got the Chrome stuff. We've got the hardware, kind of hardware aware stuff in Honeycomb, and we of course had the I think the really salient one was Ice Cream Sandwich, because that's gonna make, or it should make, a big difference to Android tablets and phones for quite a while to come, because developers can finally get a unified experience that they know how to develop for all the devices. So, what did you think of Google I/O? Were you at Google I/O? Did you get your hands on a Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1? Obviously, I live in the UK, so I didn't get to go to Google I/O, but it sounded like a really fun time, and lots of cool ice cream was announced for Android. So that was my Google I/O wrap up, kind of some of my thoughts on it. Leave your comments down below if you wish. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe if you liked it. My website address is also down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.